Hi everyone, this is Gaston, and today we have a special topic for you. What separates good Warmachine players from great ones? It's not list building, it's not dice luck, it's focus management. Every single focus point you spend, or don't spend, reshapes the battlefield. Today we're going to go deep. Allocation, boosting, camping, and how to squeeze every last ounce of efficiency from your warcaster. By the end, you'll be making decisions that take you from war witch to war winner. And yes, the dad jokes will continue until somebody laughs. Anybody. Please. Just one chuckle. Let's start with the basics. Focus is your warcaster's lifeblood. It's the currency your entire army runs on. Every point is precious, and every point should be part of a plan. Think of it like this. Every turn your warcaster wakes up with a wallet full of coins. Spend them wisely, and you get work done. Waste them, and you're out on the street living in that cardboard kill box. So how much should you allocate? For melee warjacks, the answer is simple. Feed them. The number one thing melee jacks need is volume of attacks, and attacks come from focus. More swings means more damage, more chances to cripple systems, and more opportunities to break the enemy line. If you've got a melee heavy, max out the focus, and look for tricks to gain even more attacks. These can be free charges, ancillary attacks, combo abilities, anything that lets you maximize the number of attacks. Remember, for most melee heavies, that charge is a one-way trip, and you don't want it to come up short. Ranged warjacks are a different story. They usually only need 2 focus, one to boost the hits, and one to boost the damage. Now here's the secret. Most players bring guns not to blast something off the table, but for an effect. A knockdown, fire, disruption, blast. That means hitting is more important than just the raw damage. If your gunshot doesn't land, the effect never triggers. So with ranged jacks, your priority is boosting to hit, then boosting to damage if you can. Alright. But when do you need focus support units, like those with Empower? Gun mages, arcanists, and the like? Well, here's a quick math test. Choose your rack spells. Next, take your caster's focus stat. Subtract 1 for every upkeep that you want to maintain. Subtract 1 for each ranged jack, and subtract 2 for each melee jack in the list. If the number goes negative, congratulations, you're already out of gas. That's your sign to add support. And don't forget, those support pieces often do more than just fuel your battle group. They come with late game utility, buffs, or scenario play. So you're not just paying for fuel, you're also paying for flexibility. Let's move on to spell boosting. This one isn't about raw numbers, it's about impact. Ask yourself, what happens if this misses? If this spell is critical to your plan, an assassination run, an armor debuff, or a control effect, boost no matter what. Because here's the thing, you've already spent 2 focus at least to cast that offensive spell. Missing it isn't just a bad roll, it's like throwing away a third of your turn's entire economy. If it's low impact and the odds are heavily in your favor, maybe you gamble. But for high impact plays, always buy that dice insurance. Now there's a big debate out there. How much should your caster camp? The safe play is to always keep at least 1 focus. The bold players say as little as possible. Well, here's my opinion. War games are like football. By design, the rules reward offensive play. Every point you camp is a point you're not spending to kill things. You don't win by sitting on a pile of focus. You win by putting that focus to work. Instead of over-camping, protect your caster with distance, terrain, line of sight tricks, and abilities like Shield Guard. 1 focus is insurance, that's a smart play. Beyond that, every extra point is defensive spending in a game that really rewards offense. So let's talk about boosting to hit. This is where math really matters. The golden zone is when you need a 9 to 11 on the dice. That's when boosting almost triples your chance to land the blow. Let me give you an example. Your Mat 7 Warjack is swinging at a def 16 target. On 2 dice, that's only a 28% chance to hit. That's terrible. Add a boost, and suddenly that jumps to 74%. That's the kind of math that wins games. Now, if you need a 7 or 8, boosting is still good. You're turning a coin flip into a reliable hit. But now you need to weigh that against how much damage you need to do for the kill and the benefits of just buying more attacks and risking it. If you need a 5 or less, skip it. You're already over 80% chance of hitting. Use that point to boost damage or to buy another swing. And if you need a 12 or higher, you should only boost if that means you win the game. Boosting doesn't fix impossible numbers, but it can turn a desperate play into a shot at victory. Speaking of damage, when should you boost that? It's all about breakpoints. If your power doesn't crack the target's armor, say 5 points or worse, boosting is worth its weight in gold. That extra die can turn 0 damage into crippling results. But if your attack is already comfortably near or above their armor value, you'll usually get more out of buying another attack. The exceptions? Single, high-value swings. That huge cannon, that once per game big hit. Always boost those whenever possible. Don't gamble when you only get one shot. Alternatively, if you have a large volume of weak attacks, only boost against a high-impact target. For the rest, let the dice fall where they may. So let's recap our notes here. Allocate heavy into melee jacks, light into ranged. Use the focus math to decide if you need these battery units in your list. Boost spells based on impact, not just odds. Camp 1 point minimum, but don't turtle. Boost to hit when the math says so, especially in that 9 to 11 sweet spot. Boost damage when you're hovering near the armor breakpoint or when you only have one shot and you need to make it count. At the end of the day, focus is more than just a stat, it's the pulse of your army. Every point you spend pushes the battle one way or the other. Master your focus economy, and you're not just playing Warmachine, you are dictating the terms of the fight. So that's focus management. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you play aggressive? Spending everything every turn? Do you keep a reserve for defense? Drop your style in the comments. Let's see where the community stands on this issue.